Have you ever wondered why, despite earning a decent salary and doing everything right, it somehow feels impossible to get ahead financially? Imagine Emma, a 28-year-old marketing associate in London, or Michael, a 32-year-old IT analyst in Chicago, both earning around $60,000 to $75,000 a year after taxes, which seems comfortable at first glance, yet somehow by the end of each month, their bank accounts barely reflect that stability. Emma's rent consumes $1,500 of her monthly paycheck for a modest one-bedroom in a safe neighborhood, while Michael pays a mortgage of $1,700 for a small suburban condo, leaving only a fraction of their salary for everything else. Their cars, though reliable and necessary for commuting, come with monthly payments of $400 for Emma and $500 for Michael, not to mention insurance premiums that add another couple of $100s per month. Throw in student loan repayments averaging $350 to $450, credit card bills accumulating interest because they occasionally indulge in lifestyle upgrades, and the subtle pressure to keep up appearances with friends or colleagues, and suddenly their take-home salary looks much smaller in practice than on paper. What's happening here is less about poor income and more about invisible, habitual financial behaviors that quietly erode their wealth potential. The flaw is deceptively simple. They're trapped in a lifestyle inflation loop where every incremental increase in income is quickly absorbed by small, recurring expenses disguised as normal living. Take a simple scenario. Emma receives a $500 monthly raise. She celebrates by upgrading her gym membership and splurging on a few boutique coffees each week. That $500 raise over a year translates to $6,000 extra income, but she ends up spending nearly all of it on new recurring costs she never really needed. Michael, on the other hand, decides to lease a slightly newer car after a promotion, thinking it's responsible because his monthly payment only increased by $100. That $100 may not feel like much, but compounded over 10 years, accounting for interest lost if invested, he could have built a substantial emergency cushion or even started an investment portfolio. Psychologically, these decisions make sense. Humans are wired to respond to immediate gratification and social comparison, and subtle lifestyle upgrades feel justified because they're incremental, almost invisible, yet they have a powerful cumulative effect. Our brains are not naturally equipped to think in decades or to fully visualize opportunity cost, which is why the middle-earning demographic often underestimates the long-term financial impact of small, repetitive choices. Add to that the cultural expectation of maintaining a certain standard of living, especially in the US and Western Europe, where success is often measured by visible markers, nice cars, weekend trips, fashionable wardrobes, and it's easy to fall into a cycle where salary increases merely inflate expenses rather than create freedom. By the time these individuals recognize the pattern, they may be decades into their career with little more than a modest home equity and minimal savings, all while wondering why their financial trajectory feels stagnant. Contrast this with the mindset of someone who has internalized financial intelligence not as a set of rigid rules, but as a continuous awareness of trade-offs. Financially disciplined individuals in similar income brackets often make small but impactful choices. They might live slightly below their means, consciously track their discretionary spending, or postpone lifestyle upgrades to align with long-term objectives. They understand that a $50 monthly subscription or a $20 weekly dining habit, seemingly trivial, translates into thousands of dollars over 10 or 20 years when factoring in compound interest. These individuals don't obsess over every purchase. They cultivate clarity about priorities, distinguishing between what brings real value and what satisfies ephemeral desires or social pressures. Over time, this conscious restraint accumulates quietly, creating a sense of financial freedom that feels almost invisible, but profoundly affects their future options. Whether that's having the capital to switch careers, start a business, invest in property, or simply feel secure without anxiety about unexpected expenses. The middle-class struggle, therefore, is not just about debt or inadequate income. It is about subtle, habitual money decisions that feel normal, rational, and unremarkable in the short term, yet collectively limit wealth accumulation. These quiet money habits, incremental lifestyle inflation, untracked discretionary spending, accepting credit or loan payments as unavoidable, and ignoring opportunity cost, don't generate the dramatic wake-up moments that debt crises or market crashes do. Instead, they erode potential quietly, steadily, and with the comforting illusion of normalcy. Awareness in this sense is transformative because it allows a shift from reactive to proactive thinking. When middle earners begin to recognize these patterns, they often experience a paradoxical freedom. They can still enjoy their current lifestyle without sacrifice, but with an understanding of the future cost of choices, they may opt to adjust subtly, choosing higher impact spending, automating savings, or delaying minor luxuries to secure major financial stability. This perspective reframes the conversation from "I must deprive myself" to "I am aware of my financial trajectory and I choose where my money flows," which is not about fear, hype, or guilt, but clarity. In practical terms, that might mean keeping the same apartment a few years longer to save for a down payment elsewhere, resisting the urge to upgrade a vehicle until necessary, or pausing recurring subscription services that add little long-term value. These decisions are not glamorous, but they compound quietly, creating significant wealth gaps over a decade or more. It's also worth noting that these habits are largely invisible in everyday discourse. Friends and colleagues often equate success with spending power rather than financial wisdom, which can reinforce the cycle and make awareness alone feel countercultural. By adopting a mindset that values long-term stability over short-term appearances, middle earners can step out of the subtle trap that keeps them middle financially despite decent salaries. The math is simple yet eye-opening. A $200 monthly lifestyle adjustment, saved or invested, can grow to over $40,000 in 10 years at a modest 6% annual return. A $400 increase in discretionary spending similarly reduces future options by an equal magnitude. Over decades, these invisible choices accumulate into substantial differences in wealth, retirement readiness, and stress levels. It's a lesson in patience and perspective rather than urgency or fear. The goal is not to create guilt for enjoying life now, but to illuminate the invisible costs of habits that feel ordinary. Recognizing the quiet money habits keeping middle earners stuck is the first step towards financial mindfulness. It's not about radical austerity or extreme budgeting, but understanding how small, repeated choices interact with salary, expenses, debt, and lifestyle pressure. By acknowledging the psychology behind these decisions, the opportunity cost, and the long-term effects, anyone earning a middle-class salary can make deliberate adjustments that maintain comfort while slowly improving future financial freedom. In other words, financial intelligence is less about tricks or timing the market and more about clarity, consistent awareness, and small conscious trade-offs that favor long-term stability over immediate indulgence. Emma and Michael, once aware of these subtle patterns, could continue enjoying their lives with coffee runs, social dinners, and weekend trips, but with the knowledge that every choice carries a cost, and minor adjustments could produce significant future rewards. They might start automating savings, pausing lifestyle inflation, or reconsidering credit habits, all without radical lifestyle upheaval or deprivation. The power lies in understanding, observing, and consciously choosing rather than reacting to social pressures or habitual spending cues. In conclusion, the quiet habits keeping middle earners financially constrained are subtle, psychologically understandable, and remarkably pervasive, yet they are not insurmountable. By fostering awareness, evaluating recurring expenses, and thinking long-term rather than succumbing to immediate gratification or lifestyle comparison, anyone earning a middle-class salary can create incremental yet meaningful improvements in financial health. There is no dramatic secret or sudden windfall required, just a patient, rational approach to money that emphasizes clarity over emotion, knowledge over hype, and foresight over convenience. Recognizing the small, invisible leaks in one's financial bucket is the key difference between feeling stuck and feeling subtly but steadily empowered, and that awareness alone often feels like an upgrade in itself. If you found this perspective helpful, consider subscribing for more thoughtful insights into money, lifestyle, and decision-making.